Okay, guys, how are you doing today? This is another day of trading. Today is the 7th of January, and that is already 1 week, 7 days gone into the new year, 2026. And this is more or less a journal for myself and for anybody that cares to follow my trading this year as we kick off the new year, as everybody has New Year resolutions. We're going to see how we can ensure that we continue to give regular updates with respect to the market. Yesterday, we talked about the indicator that plots this support resistance levels here in front of us. And then based on what happens, it keeps on plotting levels. And I always say, well, the indicator is based on my own strategy, of course. So I can easily put the levels myself because from what I can see, I can see a level somewhere around here, right? And putting it there, I can see something here, here, here in terms of resistance, resistance, support, support, mess this place up again, some support, some resistance, and so on. But what I'm trying to show you guys here is not just the indicator, but how I trade these levels, support and resistance levels, traditional support and resistance levels, which are these horizontal lines, as you can see here. Yesterday we talked about, how support resistance works based on uh, the reaction to those levels where you have resistance here and you have support. When price is going to this level, look for buy opportunity. And when price is going to the resistance, look for selling opportunity. And if price should break out, then this other area turns to support, then you look for buying opportunity here to take you back up. So different ways that you can approach the market based on a bounce from the resistance or a bounce from the support. And then after a breakout, I'm not going to be trading pure breakout. After a breakout, then that area now turns into, like in this scenario, into a first support because it broke out of the resistance. And then you look for entry over here. So we have the A, area of interest, we have the R of the reaction, and then the T, the trigger that you're going to use to enter the market. Throughout last year, if you watch our previous videos, well, we didn't do that much, but if you watch the few videos that we made, especially for like live market analysis videos, we kept on talking about the art of trading, ART, area of interest, reaction, and trigger, what you're going to use to enter the market, basically. So we'll keep on seeing how the market reacts to all these levels. And this is Euro USD 1 hour. And if you're not already aware about my trading, I like the 1 hour time frame. It's not too fast, not too slow. And we talked about some other instruments yesterday, apart from Euro USD, GBP USD. And one thing you would also note is as we are, flipping through all these levels, you notice that price is reacting to these support resistance levels that we have. Like here, you can see what we have here, resistance, reacted here, resistance. Here we have a bunch of resistance, support also here as uh did I say support? Sorry, resistance. Another resistance here. Then here on the flip side, support. Back here to support, and support. So in this support resistance that we'll be talking about, if you have been following us for a while, you notice that we also talk about flip zones when price breaks a level and then the opposite occurs. Because of that, this USD CHF were able to get a trade yesterday based on this level that we have over here. As you can see, this levels here of support, and we're able to get a nice buy entry here. So our trigger, we'll talk about triggers as we proceed. Everything is a story at the end of the day. We want you to follow the videos. And of course, as you follow, you tend to understand what we're doing and how we're doing it, of course, so that you can also duplicate it on your own. Don't forget, I like hourly time frame, but for your entry, it's up to you. You can drop down in time frames to look for discounted entry. I'm going to show you my trade, and this actually happens to be the first trade I've taken this year. I'm going to show you a screenshot of, like what I just showed you now and where I am with the trade. So you can see these areas I marked over here, resistance, resistance, and 1, 2, 3. We got our entry here on the buy, on the bounce, because price had hit that level nicely, right? The price tends to respect levels. You just have to wait for price to get there. It's all about patience at the end of the day. Wait for price to get there, and it gives you your trigger, it gives you your reaction, first of all. Because if price had gotten here and let's say there was high impact news and then the market had a big candle to the downside, of course, I would not be looking for a buy here because of this reaction. So the reaction is very, very important at the end of the day. So reacted here nicely, and then that gave me the confidence to pull the trigger to buy, and then up price went after buying. I moved my stop loss here. I'm waiting for price to get to this level here. I'll go back to the live chat so that you can see what I'm talking about. This is a screenshot of my trade. And then I put my take profit here. Why did I put my take profit here? Simply because of these levels over here. Support, resistance. It didn't quite get there, but it's close enough. And that's why I put my take profit level just below this area here. So from what I've just shown you, I'm going to flip back to the live chat. You can always play back the video, push it back and see where price is and everything that happened here. I'm going to switch back to the live chat now, and then you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. You can see I got my entry in this area here based on this flip zone acted as resistance in the past and it acted as support, and price has not gotten here yet. This is where I'm expecting price to get to, this area here. Price has not gotten here. And if I do something, if I decide to zoom out, right, then you'll probably be able to see that area that I marked for my take profit, this area here. So this area here, as I zoomed out, that's why I like to zoom out my charts because it allows me to see more to the left-hand side, right? So I might say, why didn't I pick this area here as support and this area here as support and this area as resistance? Because if I draw a line here, then it should match nicely. Well, it's also possible that you could do that. And if I do that, I have this area here and also this area. I have this area as well because I have this here and support and a little support here and then support and some resistance here. So you can do either of the two. And that's why I put my take profit in the middle of the two. All right, so I'm going to be watching this nicely. We're already in some nice profits. You can see that price is still moving. This is the live feed here. 0.79516. One thing I want us to also take note, in our previous videos from last year, we always say the first thing that any trader and every trader should do is to check the calendar, find out what's coming out today, right? Yesterday was Tuesday, we didn't have any high impact news. You can see I have only the red for impact, which happens to be the high. I did turn off the low impact and then the medium impact because I'm more interested in the high. Today, Wednesday, January 7th, we have what? We have the likes of non-farm and employment change, USD, USD, USD. So USD is going to be something to pay attention to. And of course, we are focusing on the dollar pairs, and that's why we also check the USD index. And Friday, January 9th of January. By the way, this 9th of January happens to be my little sister's birthday. So I'm going to be giving her a call. You don't need to know that. But hey, I'm just freestyling. I'm just giving you my thoughts and so on. So Friday, January 9th, we have the non-farm payroll NFP. So for this 2:30 p.m., right? Now, this is based on Nigerian time. I use the Nigerian time to pay attention to this. So based on this, or you can also use this as London, right? London Nigeria time is the same for now. So based on what we have over here, Friday 2:30 p.m., expect volatility. You can as well always go over to the time here and change the time zone. You can say I set it as West Central Africa. This for Nigeria that I put it as West Central Africa, but you can change it to your own time zone, whether you're in Canada or Europe or Asia or whatever, so that you understand when the time of that news is going to come out and you compare it to your own time. So always check the calendar, very, very important. I always recommend it as the first thing to do. I'm going to be rounding up this video now. I try as much as possible not to make them way too lengthy, but it happens. I just keep on talking and I can talk for hours. Trust me, I've done that. I used to be once upon a time trainers for brokers, and I used to train a lot, like every day. So I'm going to round up now. I try to be cautious of time. not make it too lengthy. But as we proceed in making more videos for my journal and for anybody that cares to watch to understand how to approach the market based on support and resistance, ART, area of interest, reaction, and then trigger, this would be a good one as we, continue with 2026. So I'll give you another update to see if price indeed gets to this level here and what happens, because we can as well look for selling positions here to take it down, or we can look for price to break and then look for buying positions here to push higher. That means that we might even get another entry up, we might get a fresh entry down. Now, do not be afraid to place trades based on your opposite entry. You're not going to have all winners at the end of the day. But one thing you must ensure that you work on is your risk to reward ratio. That would ensure that the trades, that, or rather, that will ensure that your winners are runners. Your winners are runners, right? And of course, your losers, you cut them short. So thank you guys. Let me shut up for now. Have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will get back to you all in good time. Thank you and trade safely. Cheers.